talking to Jonathan Davis now, who's an economist and wealth manager. Jonathan, good morning to you.
Hello, Andrew.
Similar question, really, Jonathan. I don't know if you heard what I was talking about with,
Yes,
with
I
Jim
did.
there. But I mean, I'm focusing in on something, and I don't want people to think that it's a negative, but I am pretty shocked when the British Chambers of Commerce say things like employers have concerns about work readiness of young people and a deficient education system. I mean, I'd like to explore that for a second. Is that something that you recognise?
I do recognise it. I'm an employer myself, and it's all very well that kids come out of school and they've learnt perhaps what happened in the Second World War, but that doesn't mean that, that there's a focus on getting to work for 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning, finishing at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, doing it 5 days a week, and getting your head down and achieving tasks one after the other. It's amazing to me. The focus seems to be leaving school and then taking on £40,000 of debt to get a university degree when 40% of graduates don't have a job. In other words, there is a lack of focus. Partly that comes from the schools, partly that comes from the parents, with this really, I think, ill-focused idea that what has happened to parents, that there would be job opportunities, house prices would grow forever, they'd be able to pay for luxuries, etc., that whatever happened to parents will happen to kids. Well, I'll tell you what, 25 years later, a generation later, the world is a very different place to the 1980s.
But tell me, Jonathan, do you recommend that people go to university and take that debt on? Is it still an investment that a middle-class kid should make? Absolutely, definitely. I mean, it's always been the dream of the middle class. Send your kids to university, this will maximise your chances in life, and you're going to earn more the other end. In your experience, is that the case or not? Is that still the best preparation?
It used to be, and it used to be for a far smaller proportion of the population. Now, since the last lot said everyone should go to uni and create opportunities, well, of course, it wasn't about that. It was about keeping people off the unemployment register and, of course, increasing the employment in tertiary education. It wasn't about helping kids get jobs. It was just about, this planned economy nonsense, which is, I know people will be surprised by this, but actually that is just turning a cog, pushing a button, pulling this lever. In other words, planned economy, socialism, it doesn't work. And no, most kids who go to university are wasting their time, wasting their money. They're putting themselves in £40,000 of debt, unless you're going to university for something like medicine or maybe the law, but even then, that is not so clear-cut now. In other words, a vocational degree where you're highly likely to get not just a job, but a high-earning career, then I think having a university degree from a full-time education standpoint, as opposed to studying part-time whilst working, I think it's not worth the paper it's written on.
All right. Jonathan, thank you very much indeed.